Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Please show your support by disliking this video. Let's do it again. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Well, I'm going on another blind date tonight, as you guys saw in the last video. I want you to continue to pray for me by leaving a dislike on this video. And I'm making it a new goal to find my life partner before our first 100-degree day. I live in Phoenix, Arizona, so I could Google when we hit 100 degrees this year. First in Phoenix in 2024. This year it was of May 27. In 2024, Phoenix, Arizona experienced a record-breaking streak of 100-degree days. The streak began on May 27 when the city recorded its first 102-degree day. On September 3rd, it hit 100 degrees for the 100th day in a row. When did it end? Okay, so it was around the end of May. And the reason I'm choosing this day is that last year, I was very ill with COVID-19. It was 110 degrees. Actually, we can Google exactly how hot it was because I remember the day that I had the COVID-19. Uh, it was around the time of the Nixon shock anniversary, August 15th. So let's see, Phoenix weather history. Oh no, August 15th. That was something different. That was when I was working with metal and got poisoned. This would have been July. It was after the 4th of July. I had gone to an event in I had gone tubing in the Salt River. It was after that. I want to say mid-July. Let's pick July 10 and see what the weather was. 100. It peaked out at 115. Anyways, COVID-19, it was 115 degrees. And just as I was starting to recover, I went out to get some comfort food. I was dehydrated. I was disoriented. And there's nowhere to sit down. And I camp out at the store to eat it. And the security guard just hassles me about it. And the only reason that the security guard didn't hassle me more, because you got to remember, I was dehydrated. I was disoriented. There's nowhere to sit down to eat. I can't go to the car. It's 115 degrees. My AC is not working in the car either. And I'm camping out in the store eating. And the security guard just almost wants to give me a hard time. I told him, I'll make it quick. I'm just recovering from COVID-19. He had no sympathy until he heard the word COVID-19. As soon as he heard it, he was like, oh, I don't want to get involved in this. And he backed away from me. And so that was that. And it made me realize that if only I had a life partner. And also part of the reason that I didn't have I didn't have supplies well stocked in my apartment is I live alone. I only have one income to pay the rent, so a lot of times I live in pretty shitty housing. Like right now, my landlord has been putting off fixing the home. We had a flood. She had some plumbing issues. We had a flood, and the floors were completely uh, destroyed. Carpet had to be torn out. You guys saw the other video, and she's telling me that her insurance adjuster needs to come look at it. I can't believe she can't take photographs of it to document what's going on, and maybe have to pay out of pocket to get it done, and then go to the insurance, right? Instead, we have to live in squalor at the moment, and I'm trying to be the bigger person, but it's also reminding me that if only I had a life partner, two incomes, we could have done something about it, right? Right now, first of all, I if I had another set of hands to help me move my stuff, right? And if we had another income, we could have gone into a hotel, right? Or, I mean, I probably wouldn't move into something permanent just now because I got work to do, but it just reminds me how difficult it is to go it alone, right? And I'm trying to be the bigger person with my landlord. To be fair, I really shouldn't have given her the December rent so easily. I should have put up a fuss about it. But you know what? I'm just about to go on my another first date. I don't need drama in my life, and so it's a lot easier for me to write that check than it is for me to argue with my landlord. And after all, this still beats living in my car, right? I used to live in my car, and it's one of those things. If only I had a support system of some sort, right? Some apparatus to land on. And so last summer, I got hassled over and I swore by next summer I don't want to do this alone anymore. And that's when I returned to the dating world. I will never forget the security guard asking me to leave the store. I sometimes think about what happens the next time he gets COVID-19. Right? It's been 6 months since that time, right? There's a chance that he has gotten COVID-19 between then and now. Certainly, there's a chance he's had an off day of some sort, right? Maybe a cold or a flu, maybe insomnia problems, maybe any number of things, right? He may have broken up with a significant other in between then and now. I wonder if he ever thinks about how I dealt with it when that happened to me, right? And so I don't get how people can do that. Most of us, right? Most of us are only a couple unfortunate events away from chaos in our lives, right? Whether it be had that flood been any worse, right? It could have made me scrambling looking for a place to live. I probably would have had to camp out in my car for a number of days, right? Had the COVID-19. I often wonder what happens. See, I don't have somebody else taking care of everything, right? So imagine I go out today and I get into a car accident and end up in the hospital for a number of weeks, right? I don't have somebody calling my work to tell them what's going on. I'm incapacitated, right? The last thing on my mind is to call my work. I don't have a lot. I think a lot of things would fall apart if that were to happen to me today. Probably lose my job. Probably, I mean, not that my job is any toxic. It's just that by the time I come to it and call my work, they've already replaced me because they need somebody to teach calculus, right? Which is understandable, right? And by the time I get back out of the hospital and call them or call them from the hospital, things have already moved on, right? That's the thing, and putting me back on the payroll is probably going to be a very bottom priority, right? That's just a reality, right? Not that anybody's doing anything wrong, right? And I'm going on another first date tonight. If I get into a car accident, and end up in the hospital for a couple weeks, the odds of me seeing her again are probably not that high, right? Unless she's even more desperate than I am. And if I end up in the hospital and there's nobody to tell my landlord what's going on, chances are my landlord's going to toss all my stuff out, right? And she doesn't know what happened to me. Did I move on to another city or whatever, right? It's just a reality, right? I don't have somebody to help with these things, right? I don't know what happens. What happens when somebody living alone, single, has very few friends, gets into an incapacitating accident? Do the doctors caring for them do what they can to notify their work or their home, their landlords, or uh, any contact? I don't know what happens. I can't imagine. They probably are not going to dig into my cell phone or social media. That probably goes against privacy, right? I wonder what happens because that has been a big concern for me. I finally have a couple of dream jobs. I don't want to be derailed by stuff that's outside of my control, right? And that's a big reason why I need that life partner as well. So please continue to pray for me by leaving a dislike on this video. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.